So this is kind of an add-on. I know this video was supposed to be out last week, but we had recorded both of these videos, the EMR and EMT video, priorly, and we were actually in our work uniforms with tape over the name. We both decided that that was a bad idea, so we just decided to redo the videos and do it that way. We just better safe than sorry kind of thing.
Right.
So that's why we are outside and also taking a while to get these out. So thanks for your patience.
Clothes, yeah.
In normal people clothes, Alaska, Harry Potter.
I found this humorous.
So that's just a brief explanation before we start the video. Hello and welcome to another episode of
Paramedics for You Too.
My name is Zach and this is
Stacy.
And we will be talking to you today about EMR. So this is going to be a follow-up from our last video, the introduction video, which we will link above. Basically, we're going to be talking about the basis of EMR. Keep in mind that this is not your state specific. This will be an overview of the national requirements through NREMT, which is the National Registry for Emergency Medical Technicians. So your state's going to vary a little bit, so we recommend either going to the NREMT website or visiting your state's EMS board website. To start off, we're going to talk about what an EMR is and kind of what they do. We'll let Stacy start with that.
So an EMR is an emergency medical responder or a first responder. You've heard them called that as well. They provide immediate life-saving care and first aid. Think of like wrecks and things like that most often. Let's see, they also, like you said, have requirements through the NREMT, and we'll let you go into...
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Initial licensure. Some of those requirements would be that you have to finish an approved EMR course that meets or surpasses the requirements of the NREMT in the last 2 years. You also must have a current CPR card. If you are thinking about doing this, make sure that your CPR card is a CPR card for healthcare providers. So you want to make sure that you don't get the layperson version, which won't be covered. It won't be accepted for the NREMT or for most first responder courses. Post successful completion of both of those, you will have to complete the EMR cognitive test, which is going to be your knowledge written test, and a psychometer test, which is going to be a hands-on skills test.
So, okay, scope of practice, or what they're allowed to do. EMRs, first responders, same thing. They use oral adjuncts, or OPAs. They're J-shaped things that open up the back of your airway so that air can pass by your tongue. BVMs are the bags you see in, ER. Does anybody watch ER anymore? Grey's Anatomy. I'm showing my age. Grey's Anatomy. They use AEDs. You see them in public places like gyms and things like that. So you see them on the wall. You might not realize what they are, but you put pads on somebody in a CPR situation, and it'll advise if there's a shocker. We'll get into that in another video, I'm sure. They do C-spine stabilization, which is where you see again in movies and such, where they hold your neck. That's your C-spine.
A reminder to keep your head still.
Yeah, stop moving. That's the trauma situation. Stabilization, more trauma of extremities, splinting arms and legs, things that are broken. Bleed control, that's very important. Without blood, you're not going to go very far.
You're not going to last very long if you don't have any blood in your body.
Yeah, so the gauze and tourniquets, things like that. And then just basically help on scenes a lot of times of wrecks if you're not noticing. So also you could use that in different varying situations for different job aspects, so I'll let Zach explain that.
Yeah, because a lot of them are trained in things like swiftwater rescue. These are all separate certificates, but like swiftwater rescue, incline rescue, wilderness rescue, things like the extrication of vehicles. A lot of EMRs and first responders get their extrication certificate, so they know how to cut your vehicle apart if you're ever in a bad wreck. So that gets them. A lot of them will work or volunteer at rescue squads, volunteer fire departments, which service a lot of rural areas. A lot of paid fire departments require you to have a minimum of your EMR, and then a lot of law enforcement also has their EMR certificate to kind of further and make themselves more competitive, so that way they know kind of what to do if they're the first ones on scene of, say, a cardiac arrest where someone is had a
Overdose.
heart stop or something like that and had one of their hearts stop. I don't know why I said a heart stop.
They're
Multiple
Time
hearts.
Lords.
Has their heart stop and they have to do CPR. That's why law enforcement does it. And I want to give a shout out at this point to our volunteers, those that volunteer EMS, volunteer fire departments, volunteer rescue squads. You guys are really top notch. These people work day in and day out at their normal job, 9 to 5 jobs or whatever hours their jobs are, and then afterwards they're on call and they respond to house fires, they respond to car accidents, they respond to all kinds of different things of their own volition. They don't get paid to do it.
And they genuinely help us. I don't know that I could work a wreck without them, so
I
I wouldn't
couldn't do
want
it.
to.
I definitely would not want to. I use volunteers. We'll call for them to drive us in emergency if we have to go further than we feel I can go with just my 2 hands. And I have always had really good luck from our local volunteers, and we can't express
Yes,
how thankful and grateful we are to all of you.
definitely.
So thank you guys. Um, but like that's gonna sum up this EMR video. If you have any questions, please comment down below about EMR. We'll try to answer them to the best of our abilities, or at least guide you to the best place to get the information you need. Once again, a great source is going to be your nremt.org. They're going to have information and a lot of places that you can go to find links for schools and things like that. Please log in next time for our EMTB, which is EMT basic course. That's what we'll be going over in our next video. We look forward to seeing you then, and please like and subscribe. We would greatly appreciate it. We're trying to build this fan base up a little bit, so explaining what pre-hospital care is actually like, because a lot of people just have no idea. So
No idea.
like and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you next time.